This is my moringa tree, and I had to cut the part that was leaning over on the road because the county doesn't allow the canopy. And you can see here I'm stripping the moringa, and I'm taking also the blossoms with it. And then this is going to go into my dehydrator, and then it'll be pulverized. Here you can see I have all these stripped. Some people will use all the soft stems with their moringa. I stripped most of it off, and I cut the tree, cut the branch off, and the tree will resprout. I cut about 1/3 of the tree. Here you can see I have about 1/3 full of those stripped leaves. Still a few stems. I'll clean those as we're going. But what I'll do is I'll fill my dehydrator, and you can see in here I tried to get all the blossoms also. The blossoms usually have more of the plant's nutrients, so blossoms are good. I'll fill the dehydrator, dehydrate it. What doesn't fit in the dehydrator I'll keep in the refrigerator so that it won't lose any of its medicinal properties or minimal. It'll keep the leaves fresh. Okay, the dehydrator has larger holes. Okay, to keep the moringa from falling through, I have these screens. I have the screen on the bottom one, and the bottom one will catch all the fine pieces, and we just keep stacking. Three dehydrators running. That used up a little bit more than half. This will go in the refrigerator. Keep it fresh. And now these dehydrators, when I find them in a Goodwill store, I pick them up. People say, why do you need so many? Well, right there I don't have enough. Here you can see a close-up of the dried moringa. Very brittle. Here's the flowers, the blossoms. Those real thin stems. They're needle thick. And it's all very brittle. There's a cluster of blossoms. Here I'm using a coffee grinder. One of the dehydrators has the moringa very dry. The other ones are still a little bit moist. To do an herb in a coffee grinder, you have to make sure that it's very dry. Coffee grinders won't do any moist items. The coffee grinder is fairly small, and it can be pulsed. Dumping it in. Any of the larger pieces goes back into the grinder. This grinder, this is a Black & Decker. I bought this one because the inside bowl is stainless steel, where some of the other grinders are plastic. Fine powder. And again, Back in the colander. Got most of it, and regrind. This is the volume from one dehydrator. After dehydrating the moringa leaves, this is what I ended up with. That's 1/3 of that tree, and it made just a little over 2 pints of moringa powder. It has a slight sweet flavor, a little bit nutty. This is a hard one to describe. It's a pleasant flavor. It reminds me of making hay in August in the hot sun, kind of like timothy and alfalfa, clover. How do you use moringa? How much do you use? I would use between a half teaspoon and a teaspoon. This is very concentrated. If you saw the volume that made this jar, that it's quite a bit of foliage that went into this. If you want to sample or try moringa, you can buy the powder or capsules with the powder in it from Amazon. The tree is very quick growing. The tree that I pruned is only 3 years old. I started from a seed that I picked up down in the Keys. And it's very fast growing. The branches, the tree itself is a pretty weak tree. It can break in high winds. It responds well to pruning. It can be pruned heavily without harming the tree. So you can harvest quite a number of times. Every part of the tree is edible. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.